welcome back. So, you're strapping on a headset in 2026, and let me tell you, you're jumping in at an amazing time for virtual reality. But man, the multiplayer shooter scene, it can be a lot. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise with a real data-driven breakdown to find the absolute best VR shooters you can play right now.
This is it, right? The big question every VR owner asks themselves. Are you looking for that super fast arcadey rush? Or maybe a tense tactical showdown? Or do you want to go all in on a hardcore survival sim? Look, picking the wrong one means you've wasted your time and your money, and we are here to make sure that does not happen.
You know, the VR shooter market is really all grown up now. It's not about what's possible anymore. It's about what's popular, what's polished, and what's actually packed with players. But trying to figure all that out on your own, it isn't easy. And that's where we come in. We've dug through all the market data, the player counts, and the community chatter to give you a definitive ranking. So, how exactly are we making these calls? This isn't just about what we feel is good. We've got a clear, totally transparent way of doing this. Let's break it down. Okay, so we're ranking every game on 4 key things. First up, gameplay feel. Does it actually feel good to play? Is the core game fun? Second, active player population. This is a big one. Can you find a full match without waiting forever? Third, platform availability and crossplay. Can you play with your friends no matter what headset they have? And finally, price. Is it actually worth the money?
And before we jump into the list, there is one thing you absolutely have to understand to make sense of the data in 2026. It's called the platform split. See, if you only look at the player counts on Steam, you'd think most of these games are dead. But the reality is, for the biggest shooters, over 90% of the players are on the standalone MetaQuest. So we're using a mix of Steam data and Metastore reviews to get the real picture of how big these communities are. With that in mind, let's kick off the countdown. All right, kicking off our list at number 5 is the game for anyone who just wants pure, fast-paced action. This is Veil VR, and it is an absolute arcade adrenaline rush.
So this one's from the Rivera Corporation, and it's a competitive shooter that's just so easy to get into. The biggest plus? The price. It's free to play, though you can buy DLC for the main combat modes. And it's on both MetaQuest and PCVR with full crossplay, which makes it super easy for anyone to try. Now, at first glance, the player numbers might look a little low, but don't let that fool you. Veil has a super dedicated community. Its whole thing is giving you that classic Call of Duty feel in VR, and it's really easy for new players to pick up. Seriously, it looks amazing on the Quest 3, and the mechanics are buttery smooth. As one player put it, "This has been my favorite game for quite some time now. Can't recommend it enough." But what if you want something more than just running and gunning? If strategy, cool gadgets, and tight teamwork are more your speed, then our number 4 pick, Breachers, is where things start to get tactical. From the folks at Triangle Factory, Breachers is a 5v5 tactical shooter that pretty much wears its Rainbow Six Siege inspiration on its sleeve. It's about $20, but you can find it on sale all the time. And this is huge. It has one of the widest reaches, available with full crossplay on MetaQuest, PCVR, and even the PlayStation VR 2. And wow, this right here is a perfect example of that platform split we talked about. Just 10 players on average on Steam, but look at that, nearly 6,000 reviews on the Quest store. That tells you the player base is absolutely massive. What really sets Breachers apart is just how polished it is. It is the most stable, bug-free tactical game out there, and it's all built around these fantastic rappelling and breaching mechanics. As one reviewer said simply, this game is basically Rainbow Six Siege. Coming in hot at number 3 is the game that finally gives us an answer to the question, what would Battlefield be like in VR? Well, this is Forefront, and it is absolutely massive. So this is also from Triangle Factory, the same team behind Breachers, but Forefront gives you a totally different kind of experience, huge 32-player warfare. For about $25, you get access on MetaQuest, PCVR, and PSVR 2, all with full crossplay, which makes sure those giant maps always feel full of action. The player base is really healthy and growing fast, especially over on Quest. But the real draw here is the scale. I'm talking epic 32-player battles where you can control land, sea, and air vehicles. It fills a huge gap that the VR market has had for years, and funny enough, has gotten super popular with the dad demographic. One user really captured the feeling, saying, +1 for it being the peak VR shooter right now.
All right, our runner-up at number 2 cranks the intensity up to a whole new level. This isn't just your standard team deathmatch. It's a high-stakes mix of the two biggest shooter genres from the last decade. This is Contractor Showdown. Developed by Caveman Studio, Showdown does this incredible job of blending a fast-paced battle royale with a more tactical, objective-based extraction mode. For just under $20, you get this really deep, replayable game on both MetaQuest and PCVR with full crossplay.
And just look at that player base. Over 16,000 reviews on Quest alone. I mean, this game is a certified hit. What really defines Showdown is its two-sided identity. The mix of a huge battle royale with the super high-stakes exfil zone mode creates this incredibly high skill ceiling that just keeps players coming back. The community has made its choice, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. Contractor's exfil zone, hands down.
And that brings us to number 1, the undisputed king, the most popular, the most punishing, and the most played hardcore shooter in all of VR. You know what it is. This is the one you've been waiting for. Ghosts of Tabor.
From Combat Waffle Studios, Ghosts of Tabor is a hardcore extraction shooter where every single time you go into a raid, it's a gamble. You are risking everything you're carrying for a shot at amazing loot. It's $19.99, and it absolutely dominates the market on both MetaQuest and PCVR with seamless crossplay. I mean, the numbers really speak for themselves here. It has the highest number of players on Steam by a mile and a mind-blowing 28,000 reviews on Quest. What makes this game so good is this feeling it gives you of gear fear. That risk versus reward loop is probably the most addictive and intense experience you can have in VR today. Now, is it buggy sometimes? Yes. Is it brutally hard? Absolutely. But its massive dedicated player base is there for a reason. It is the king.
So we've broken down the top 5. Now, how do you choose? Well, it really just comes down to what kind of player you are and what kind of experience you're after. Let's make this really simple. Okay, if you are brand new to VR, or you just want to jump in and have some fast arcade fun without spending any money, our recommendation is VRPvP. It's the perfect place to start. But if you're a veteran and you are looking for the deepest, most challenging, high-stakes game with a huge community, there is only one choice: Ghosts of Tabor. So whether you're chasing the arcade fun of Veil, the tactical teamwork of Breachers, the epic scale of Forefront, or the high-stakes gambles of Showdown and Tabor, man, the VR shooter scene has never been better. So which one are you going to be playing? Let us know your pick down in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.